My name is Rinat Ibragimov. I was born in Moscow, Russia, and at the moment I'm principal double bass of London Symphony Orchestra.
I am David Ballesteros. I play violin with the London Symphony Orchestra and I come from Canary Islands, Tenerife. Well, my mother was very keen on everybody in the family learning music. She's a music lover. And my father was an ocean lover. He was a sailor. So that's my main two loves in this life.
My parents were amateur musicians and my mother was a singer and my dad played accordion.
I was very keen on orchestra, but mostly global world music. So I had a very lazy time learning violin. I was enjoying it partially, but I mostly liked skateboarding. I was mostly skateboarding and playing violin at the same time. But eventually it happened that well, teenager was a big decision. Mostly because, well, I was already wanting to audition for orchestras. I loved orchestras. I loved the repertoire of the orchestra. So I auditioned for the Tenerife Symphony Orchestra, which I was co-leading when I was 17. Eventually, I went to America to study, and then things started to be more serious.
When I started cello lessons at the age of 6, it didn't really go well. I really loved playing in the orchestra and loved music, but I didn't receive enough skills and good lessons. Then I was advised to take a bass.
There was an orchestra festival in January every year, and I do remember seeing the LSO playing there. So I was really impressed. I thought, well, I would really love playing in an orchestra. So it never crossed my mind I was gonna jump to a London Symphony Orchestra. But at that time, it made me think that that was probably a very, very good option in my future, playing symphonic repertoire.
I joined Bolshoi Theatre when I was on the 3rd year. At that time, it was a bad coincidence that we had a financial crisis and all the best musicians and conductors started to leave. Standard dropped so much and you couldn't bear the performances. It was just torture, no, telling you, it's just terrible. And after a while I just thought I can't carry on with this.
It was approximately 9 years ago that I had a last-minute phone call from somebody looking desperately for a violin to replace somebody on illness. It was a quartet gig. The cellist was Tim Hugh. The violist was Andriy Vitovich, the other violin player was Evgeny Grach. Well, eventually I thought, why not going for it? Because I love chamber music. I did that gig and Tim Hugh was very keen on telling me, please do audition because it might happen that you get in the orchestra. I went for it, I auditioned. I thought it was very fair to be sitting down with every member of the section in order to be chosen or not. And I was very happy when they told me that I was accepted.
I always had some projects and my wife kind of got used to my crazy ideas. And I'm starting conducting and starting playing viola da gamba, cello again or something. Now England, so, okay, he will come down. And she didn't believe until I said, we're going to move to London. I got a job. So we came here and Thomas Martin, former principal, helped us to find a house. And when we came in the house, it was probably a shock for my wife because she never saw. We used to have a flat and all the family was there and we were living in room, about 10 square meters, 3 of us. And after that to go in the house, 2 floors, 3 bedrooms. That was first.
I would say the main change was the language, which makes a huge difference. You are lost in translation. Sometimes you do want to say something, and even though you translate, there's some other meaning happening, and you are very unaware of those subtleties. But I really adore being a foreigner in London, and a foreigner in the orchestra.
I do feel an outsider, and I will never become an Englishman. Even if I start my English lessons right now, still there is no, it's a different mentality, it's very different.
I really consider myself very fortunate to be here, honestly.
Because I'm completely different now from what I was. Because you've got so much information here, you're dealing with such fantastic musicians, and you're picking up and learning all the time. Playing with musicians like Gordon Nikolic, Tim Hugh, and all this, so it's every concert you're picking up something you never heard before, so it's great experience.